Good evening. Thank you for joining us. First tonight, a family in Baton Rouge fighting what they consider the wrongful conviction of their loved one nearly 20 years ago. In 2007, Corey Williams was convicted of second-degree murder for shooting Raymond Jones. He was sentenced to life without parole. Here's Bess Casserly and the investigative unit.
Before his trial, the state offered Williams 40 years to plead guilty to avoid having his fate decided by 12 jurors. But he turned it down. Then 11 jurors voted to convict him, leading to an automatic life sentence. July 2006, Ragusa's meat market, 2 a.m. A fight breaks out in the parking lot after a disagreement at the checkout window. Two pairs of men are squaring up, among them Corey Williams, who says Raymond Jones cut him in line and then became combative. After the initial several swings, Jones bites off a part of Williams's ear. Jones retreats to his car and, according to Williams and other witnesses, yells out,
"Give me a gun, give me a gun."
Williams pulls out his own gun and shoots into Jones's car. He and his passenger are wounded, and Jones later dies. This silent surveillance video captured most of the altercation, except for maybe the most important detail. Did Jones threaten Williams with a gun? Before that fateful night, 26-year-old Corey Williams was just a father, uncle, and brother.
Growing up, everybody already knew not to mess with Corey because they had to deal with me or my sister.
Basketball star at Capitol High School and voted most likely to succeed. He was going to enroll in college to become a PE teacher. Williams had never been in trouble with the law.
Corey never had a fight in his life. That was Corey's first fight he ever had.
His niece says despite nearly 20 years in prison, he hasn't let it harden his heart.
His freedom, of course, was taken, but the person who he is, that has not changed him.
Williams's family says his freedom was taken unjustly when he was convicted of second-degree murder for the death of Raymond Jones and sentenced to life without parole.
Overall, what I am allowed to say is he was wrongfully convicted.
They were fully expecting Williams to be found innocent due to self-defense, or at worst, be convicted of a lesser charge like manslaughter.
It was just so hurtful because we couldn't do anything to help him.
The victim, 26-year-old Raymond Jones, was shot several times, but was able to drive off in his car, which he later crashed. He had an extensive criminal history, and toxicology tests showed he was drunk and high at the time of the fight. He was the brother of State Representative C. Denise Marcel. Williams was quickly developed as a suspect in Jones's death due to the surveillance video and the amount of witnesses that night. He did not contact police until it was publicly announced that they were looking for him. After that, he turned himself in. This is audio of his interrogation by a detective. The whole time, Williams' attorney is present.
Why did you shoot at that car, Mr. Williams?
Because I thought the guy had a gun.
Okay.
He was trying to shoot me.
Did you perceive that that boy had a gun?
Yes, sir.
You thought he had a gun?
Yes, sir. I thought he had a gun.
Over the course of the 2-hour interrogation, Williams says he thought Jones had a gun more than 25 times.
The big dude did tell the skinny dude to get a gun.
Mm-hmm.
And the skinny dude pointed something at me like it was a gun.
Yeah.
You misunderstood me, sir. I promise you. I could have swore it was a gun that he was shooting at me. When I thought I saw the gun from him, that's when I opened fire. I just believed that he had a gun. I thought in my heart that he had a gun.
The detective tries repeatedly to get Williams to admit he never saw a gun or felt threatened, but fails.
I wasn't trying to kill nobody.
Okay.
I wasn't trying to kill nobody. I thought that he had a gun, and that's why I started shooting.
You started shooting because you were mad, not because you were scared. Am I correct?
I was scared and mad.
What do you hear on that tape when you listen to Corey?
I hear the fear that's in him, the sorrow. Most of all, the first thing I should have said was the honest part, because he was honest about what happened.
Two witnesses corroborated Williams' version of events in their own interviews with police the next day.
And I seen Raymond running back to the car, telling me, "You just give me the gun, give me the gun."
Was Corey protecting his own life at that point or the life of anybody else? Was anybody in danger at that moment?
He had to be protecting all of us. If you know what I'm saying, he heard the same thing I heard. Give me a gun, give me a gun.
Only one of them testified in the trial that took place a year later. Prosecutors called half a dozen witnesses that said Williams was the aggressor, including one woman who admitted she could not see without her glasses and wasn't wearing them the night of the shooting. Williams's defense wasn't that he didn't shoot Jones, rather that he was acting in self-defense, reacting in the heat of passion after having part of his ear bitten off. According to the surveillance video, from the first shove to the shooting was only a few minutes.
It was very short, less than 5 minutes, the whole entire thing, and I can't believe anybody of integrity, would think that that's long enough.
His attorney's closing argument hinged on the importance of time, saying there was only 12 seconds between Jones biting Williams's ear and Williams firing the shots. Not enough time to cool down.
12 seconds, and it cost him his whole life so much.
After an hour and a half of deliberation, 11 out of 12 jurors voted to convict him of murder.
Oh, my God. When they said that, I screamed so loud. My mama pushed me out the courtroom because I was screaming and I was crying. She just was telling me to get myself together. It was very hurtful because I could not believe it. I at least would have thought that he would have gotten self-defense.
At bare minimum, his charges, I don't feel like those were the accurate charges for the crime that did take place. And I mean, there's been plenty incidents, I know for sure, that the charges wasn't what he got.
Other incidents, like what happened with Jace Boyd.
Thank you for joining us. First tonight, a jury found Jace Boyd guilty of manslaughter for shooting a panhandler in the parking lot of Trader Joe's. That was in 2020. Boyd initially faced charges of second-degree murder and illegal use of a weapon for shooting 61-year-old Danny Buckley. Boyd claims he fired in self-defense after he says Buckley approached him in an aggressive manner.
My son deserved more justice than that. My grandkids not gonna, be able to, they can't see their grandfather. He ain't out here to spend time with them. And he did not deserve that.
Can't say we're happy with the verdict, but second-degree murder conviction would have been life in prison, which was untenable under the circumstances.
Untenable, perhaps, for Boyd, who was sentenced to 18 months and only served 7, but very real for Williams, who has no chance at parole.
My mom has just turned 70 years old in February. I would love to see him come home before my mom leaves this world.
We didn't stand a chance, almost. He didn't. And I say we because we stand as a family behind him. We don't say I, he, it's us. Like one fall, we all fall.
In 2020, the Supreme Court found non-unanimous jury convictions unconstitutional. However, in Louisiana, it only applies to cases after 2018. Because Williams's conviction was 11-1, his family was holding out hope that a bill by Senator Royce Duplessis, which would provide post-conviction relief for non-unanimous jury convictions before 2018, would be made into law this past legislative session. That bill did not make it past the House. For the investigative unit, Bess Casserly, WBRZ News 2.